Hello, welcome to my garden. First garden video in a while. I really wanted to get back and do a back to Eden no-till type garden, but it's just so much work and so much stuff has happened that I just decided to get these containers. They were on sale. They're normally $16.99 at Costco, and they were on sale the first 12 days of May at $12.99, $4 off each one. So I decided to go ahead and bite the bullet and do this. I bought 4, and then I bought 8, and then I was going back to get 10, and they were sold out. So I have 12. And when I started working with the 4, I realized really quick it was going to cost me more to fill them with this Stout Ollie compost, Mater Maker formula. It grows all plants, especially tomatoes. It's something my local feed and seed place carries. It's 1.1.5 cubic feet of that compost at $9, $8.99 or $8.95, something like that. And it was going to take almost 2 bags to fill these up. So we're looking at $13 for the container, which I'm going to be using, and the soil too. You just have to replenish and get the nutrients back into it, and that's where you see all the little clay. But I got to thinking, I don't really need, most plants don't really do that. I mean, some of them will, the tomatoes will go down. So what I did with these, and because of the heat here, as you've seen in previous videos, I drilled 3 holes about 4 or 5 inches from the bottom. These come with the little instructions of where to drill the holes in the very bottom, and I don't think that's a wise thing for here. So anyway, I did it that way because that works best, that I found from the containers and what I did with those containers last year. And then I filled them with rotting firewood like this, and you can see one of them sticking out over there, and we'll get some more soil, but not yet. And I started out with a mix that I also got from Costco of a bunch of gladiolas. They had, I forgot, like 30 gladiolas in the pack, and 10 dahlias, and 3 lilies. I forgot what kind. I gotta find that pack to do that again. So you can see that there's a gladiola coming up right there. But if you can notice these little something here, and something behind the gladiola coming up, and that right there, that's that burgundy okra. So it took a little bit more than a bag to fill up each one of these. So it still took a full compost bag. I watered it down, made sure it was all draining before I started the planting. I also put all the surplus or really dirty eggs or iffy eggs, the ones that were already slightly cracked, or the older ones that because I just not had the time to take care of the eggs like I should, so I just made sure the older ones got buried. So they all got eggs in there as a soil supplement. So the dahlias are definitely coming up, and I hadn't seen any signs of the lilies yet, but they may take longer. So all these containers, I have 3 of these with the flowers, and they're for cutting, but I wanted to enjoy them. I probably am going to fence them like this because of the chickens. I don't want them, I don't want to come here and have them dug all this up. It's a lot of work I'm putting into this. And I'm giving them treats, so they don't need this. Bee balm that's come back, and sweet mint. I lost my peppermint, and I lost my spearmint, so I'll try to replace those because I enjoyed having that. And this container was given to me. A friend was moving, and she gave me this planter, and it had those in it. And they've come back every year for many years, 4 years now. So, but this had transferred itself to the ground and was no longer in the pot, so I dug it up and put it in there. I honestly cannot remember what I planted there. but I'll find a video or note somewhere. So, or wait for them to bloom. I don't think they bloomed before though, but the chickens got into that, so definitely need to get ready for the chicken attack and not let them out. Like they're out now, but I'm out here, so. And I'm gonna do something with the terracotta. I decided that's really not for outdoor use, but it's been outside for a year already, just waiting for me to do something with it. So here it is. So I wanted to give it a little bit more a vertical thing, because the gladiolas and the ochras will get really tall. So they may need the support from the fence as it is anyway, whether the chickens mess with them or not. So that one's Cherokee Purple. That's a black creme. Never had that one before, so I'm looking forward to trying that. My onion plants, these are the big. These are not the little green onions you get at the grocery store. You have to go to the Asian market for these monsters. And they're easy to root. Just don't cut them all the way. Just leave a little bit of the green. And they come with the roots, so just plant them. So, and they're going to seeds. I need to get those seed heads off before I end up with a lot of volunteer green onions. I did put basil seeds all around the tomato plants, so hopefully they'll start coming up. A yellow pear and chocolate sprinkle. I've never had that kind either, so I'm really looking forward to that. This was last year's turmeric and celery that I rooted from cuttings. Finally got that to work. There's some videos on that. And when my husband moved the other one, it broke. So I'm going to empty this, try to do some sort of adhesive on there, but I know that no matter what, that there's a lot of weight and water that goes down. So I'm going to also do some sort of rope or strapping to give this planter extra support, because even though it's less than $15 and maybe next year I'll get some more, I don't want to be wasteful. I may use some of the plastic totes I get. So I've been trying to clean up this area. I want my entrance. This is where it's the side of the house, but it's the entrance for us. So this I got at the auction. It's a nice little seat, but I also am going to put a sign, because we've been getting a lot of packages and ordering things, and it'd be nice to have a place, and I'll put a sign on there for them to leave their packages here. I'll talk about the purple perillas. I had some volunteer in the back of in the former gardening area, which I'm going to go back to it, but it's just too much work for me right now to clear that and do what I need to do. And it looks like I may have lost a dahlia somehow, or it hadn't come up. So the okra and more green onions. I do have some normal green onions that I put in there. So the purple perillas, I had a volunteer one in a container, and it had seeds in all 3 of those containers, so there were purple perillas there. I was able to harvest all the big leaves for an event I had at church this past Saturday. And I went ahead and pulled them. They're in water, which they'll do fine. I see like no reaction really, but I don't know if I'm going to plant them or end up just cleaning them and drying them, because they make a nice tea, very mild tea. The green leaves make a better tea, but I wanted something here. I have some more perilla seeds. I could plant that. A friend gave me, another gardening friend of mine. Actually, she's got a master's degree in horticulture. She gave me that, and it was in that container, and I wanted to give it a bigger chance. There's all the okra seeds. They're 3 years old. And I found some Korean melon seeds, but I have not found the Korean melon seeds I packaged for seed saving. I don't know where it is. I've looked through all my stuff, so I'm trying to reorganize it again. But I found 3 in the bottom of my seed-saving container loose. Somehow they, and I checked, and I only found five seeds, and 4 are definitely sprouting. So I've got them in the centers of these. The okra has a head start. I put some more okra in there. So these okras are all sprouted at the same time, but definitely you can see the difference because they've been bagged up, and I think those would probably end up going to the chickens. And the okra is for eating raw. It's a purple okra, so if you cook it, if you do heat or you try to pickle it, it loses the color. So I wanted something here. All this is going away. This is going to get cleaned. I'm probably going to make another one of those because, see that mess? But see that? That's new. Because they were out of that, I went to the chef store and bought those. So I cleaned them up, and I put the turmeric that from the broken containers in here. And I also put eggs, because I just have so many eggs, and I'm really tired of eating eggs. I've learned to make frittatas, quiches, custards, meringues, and, oh, what's that called? It'll come to me. Those cookies I was making, those meringue cookies. But anyway, we got a lot of eggs. I counted. I've got 30 adult chickens. Okay, some of them are male. 4 of them need to go to freezer camp. But we're getting a lot of eggs, and we've had 17 chicks hatch out, and 3 juvenile chickens, hens, that will start laying in 3 to 4 more months. And with the 17 hatchlings, we got 50 chickens and 11 more eggs in the incubator. So we're okay with eggs. we're so okay with eggs. I'm trying to sell some of my mature hens and selling the chicks, but another video. So there's eggs. There's 3 in here because it's alternating. There's a turmeric, egg, turmeric, egg, turmeric, egg. And I put 6 eggs underneath. And then the seeds, you know, these seeds aren't very deep. So I think I'm going to build another one of these frames. And I think I can probably do a better job since I've learned a lot more since I've made this a couple of years ago. And I'm excited. So I'm going to clear this out and just make it look nicer for when I come home. And it's right there. My garden is right here to enjoy and to watch, and even to sit here. I've got some cushions I can bring out. And I just got to figure out a good way to do those. Because like right now that wagon's in the way. If I want to back up, I could hit that. Oh, so my Mother's Day gift from my daughter and son-in-law. 2 gardenias. I love this. It's my favorite scent. So I tend to focus more on food or something that's practical or medicinal. So having these is something that just makes me happy. I've been wanting one, but I was like, I just didn't have the time to fool around with one of these. And right now, I think there's some holes already dug up for some trees up there, and I'm going to put them up there because I want to be able to smell them. So, and if you saw the pawpaw video, we're getting back to the trees. The orchard is part of my garden. These are service berries. I couldn't tell that they were alive 2 weeks ago. Honestly, this has all been from 2 weeks ago. That's a hazelnut. I need to learn how to trim it because it's bushing out instead of becoming a tree. Some more service berry. I thought that one died. It didn't. Hazelnut. Service berry. That service berry died. These are just eggshells. That's not an egg. They're not. We have raccoons and stuff that will take care of that. So this one's actually shaping up nicely. Grew the Korean melon in here 2 years ago, not last year. So I need to clean this out. And I'll reuse these. And this is a volunteer sassafras, which I don't know of any other sassafras on our property. And yeah, we got 20 acres. There should be some. We've walked around. And this is one that, oh, got service berries over here. And I was I've cleaned this area. I spent one evening coming down cleaning it. And some of the stuff in here is really scary. There's some plantain in there. The longleaf plantain. So, let's see. They're edible. They're kind of like a blueberry, but these are service berries. Look that up. So I need to cut back all these jasmine and blackberry and this thing. But here's another hazelnut tree, and it's struggling. It needs some help. It's a bunch of blackberries. There should be some service berries growing here too, but I'm not seeing them. I got some more in the containers, but the hazelnut right there. But there should have been 2 service berries in here. And this is where those bees were before. Now it looks like some dirt daubers have put away their little youngins with the spider. But there's a bunch of blackberries. I need to tell my husband. He's been coming out and collecting them. So these will get cleaned. A mimosa tree. Volunteer. Do I keep it? If I have a place to go put it. But there should have been a service berry over here, and that side just never really got much to it. But it's just too much over there, and I just am tired. We got a bunch of mulch, which I'm going to do the orchard up there. We sold our goats, so for the first time in over 10 years, we don't have any goats. So, but what they've left over there is going to make an incredible garden, so I'm going to work on that. That tree's got to come down, of course. The goats killed it. I do still have some pink lady apples, 4 of them, 2 pomegranates, and a plum. I'm not sure about the plum. But I'm going to really put a deep mulch up there. So, yeah, a lot. And see how this has gotten wild? We've got pecans. I think all my kiwis died because I didn't get them into the ground. And I started them from seed. I've got some wild persimmons, witch hazel. The ones I bought died. I mean, the ones I bought already fully grown out, they died. But these, I got some to replace them with. I got wild plums, and this is the Kentucky coffee tree, and this was a Japanese persimmon. I should have put it into a better container. But the other one's doing well. So I'm trying to get all this, it just got piled up, and I need to start taking better care of this area. That container is going to go away, and I just want it to look good. I want it to look pretty for a change. I'm focusing on aesthetics, so that's really got to, yeah, that's a mess. But you know, when I come out of my car, and we're talking about adding on maybe one of those sunroom things over here or something. Time, money. We're going to probably hire somebody to build that. So I really can't plant anything in the ground without having a major work like we did the trench, because this is all packed clay. Just like I talk about in the pawpaw trees. So it's difficult, you know, trying to do this. And then do I move everything forward now and we don't build this add-on for 2 or 3 years? That's kind of crazy, right? So I feel like, okay, these are to the point where I can take that forklift and put a little something to it to pick up these things and kind of just wheel them, you know, 5 feet or whatever to get them out of the way of construction. So that's the eggs from, I didn't collect yesterday. So, and I buried some of the dirty ones. We had in one of the nests, they broke one of the eggs, or one of the chickens become an egg eater, and it coated 3 eggs, and that's a pain to clean. So I just decided, even though they're very fresh eggs, they're in there. So that's my garden. This is going to be my garden, and I hope, this is stuff at the auction I bought fairly cheap, and I'm going to enjoy. And I'm going to go ahead and start building my own stuff. There's certain things, another frame to do that. I'm going to paint it and everything this time. So it'll look nicer, and maybe I'll even move those over and get that one painted or something, or repurpose that one. But I got to get back to my chicken building. More projects. I'm going to build some a chicken feeder shelter, because a lot of these feeders don't have a top to them, and if you want to put them outside, they all get messy. I mean, the rain, the water messes up the feed. So that's what I'm going to work on too, and work on a coop. More coops. I need to get the baby chicks out, and their mothers out of the nesting thing. So anyway, another project. I'm rambling now. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm tired. Oh, these are hot peppers. Put hot peppers, and I'm going to put hot pepper in that one too. I just need to clean that one up better and get some more feed. I got 2 more bags of the Stout Ollies. So I got, I can fill that one up and do some other things, and rework some of this soil. So it's back to container gardening. And tomatoes tend to like it anyway. That one's really, I mean, these were much smaller. They've been in there less than a week. And these all have the firewood. They all have firewood except for these 2 containers. As far as the big ones go, this is all soil, and because this is a elephant ear taro, it's going to get big. And see, it's putting out. I damaged it some, broke that leaf off, getting it out of that container and into this. So, and this, okay, I know this is for skinning, zipping an animal, a deer in particular, but it was great on the bags to do that, because I couldn't find my razor knife, so did that. Did try to bleach that, and that's as good as that's going to get without major scrubbing or more work than I had the time for. And a lot of this stuff is going to go in the trash. I've been reworking on the chicken feeder, so that's one that I need to do next. I still have those emergency water. It's so peaceful now. Thanks for joining me. I've got a lot more seeds and a lot more things I want to grow. I've got a lot of the little ones that had strawberries. I still have strawberries in some of them too. And I need to bring them all over here. And I think I'm going to build something to put them on, or I just move that table or move all that stuff off of it so that I can put it all at a comfortable height for me to do things. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully next video that it's going to look so much better, and all these things are going to start blooming. And I don't know why I didn't think about this when I first started, because I wanted it close to the house. I wanted it, where I'm going to see it and literally walk out that door and pick. So I have no doubt, once something is actually built here, depending on if we go ahead and extend the roof over our vehicles, If we don't do that, or if we do, there's sides. That's the south side. So I would probably put stuff over there. And we'll see. Permanent beds, you know, big raised beds. I already have an automatic watering system, but having it right here, unless, you know, we go somewhere, it's easy to watch and water. And I'm just excited. I'm so glad I'm at least I've got this much this year. Last year it was really sad I didn't have a garden. Thanks for joining me. Be a blessing and be blessed.